Our next topic is angle subtended by an arc in a circle. Okay, so we have studied that angle subtended by the chord in a circle, that also we have discussed. Now we will discuss that how the arc subtend angle at the center in a circle. Okay, so take a circle over here. This is the circle. Suppose it is having center O. Now what is an arc? So arc is what? If we take 2 points on a circle, this is A and B. So this AB is the part of the circle, of the circumference of the circle. So this is arc. So how it will subtend and that angle at the center? We need to join both the ends with the center like this. Okay. So actually this arc is subtending angle at the center. So it has divided the area of the circle into 2 parts. This becomes a sector, that is minor sector, and rest remaining part of the circle is now a major sector. Okay, so that we need to, that we don't want to discuss out here. We have to discuss that how this area, how this angle subtended by an arc. Okay, so this arc is the ends of the arc is joined with the center, and this is the angle which is subtending by this arc. Okay, now this is the point, this is the end points of the arc. When it is being joined at the center, so it is subtending angle at the center. So if we join both the ends of the arc at the other point on the circle, the point can be anywhere. The point can be inside, point can be outside, and point can be on the circle also. Okay, so this O is the point which is inside the circle. The point let us take out here. This point is P. Now let us join this P to both the ends of the arc like this. So both this arc is subtending angle here also. Okay, this is the point on the major sector of the circle. Take another circle. This is center. Again AB. This arc is subtending angle at the center. Now this point P can be on the minor sector also. Minor sector also. So both the ends, since for subtending arc, subtending angle by the arc, so these ends need to join this point. So the same arc is now subtending angle here. Subtending angle here. Now take another circle. Sorry. Take another circle. This is center O. Now since if I make a diameter, this is center. If I am making a diameter inside the circle, so this diameter is actually divides the circle into 2 equal arcs. 2 equal arcs. Each arc is known as here semicircle. Semicircle. So semicircle. Now since both the sectors, now they are sectors, as here they are also, both the semicircles are also sector there. Since both the areas of the sectors are equal, so the point we can take this part also or this part also. So if I join both the ends to that point, so it will subtend angle here also. So as we can see here, 3 cases is here, that how the arc is subtending angle at the center as well as the point on the remaining part of the circle. That part can be on the major sector, that part can be on the minor sector, and that part can be semicircle also. Okay, so this gives us our next theorem. The theorem says, that theorem is 10.8. The theorem is the angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by it at any point on the remaining part of the circle. Okay. So the topic leads us to the theorem that this angle AOB is twice the angle APB. This is true for all the three cases. All the three cases. So what is that? The angle subtended by an arc at the center is double the angle subtended by the same arc at any point on the remaining part of the circle. On the remaining part of the circle. Okay. Since A and B is making arc. Okay. So suppose this AB is the major arc. Major arc we are considering. So the remaining part of the circle now is here. So P is the point on the remaining part of the circle. Here AB is on this part of the semicircle. So P is the point on the remaining part of the circle, that is on the next semicircle. So in all the cases this AOB is twice of APB. Now this theorem gives us interesting results, and these results we are going to use in our exercise questions, and so many questions are solved with the help of this concept. Okay, let us see one. This is the circle. Okay, so as the theorem says, this is an arc AB and both the ends are joined with the center O. So it will subtend angle AOB at the center. Okay, since our theorem says the point can be, see here the minor sector I am considering. The angle at the center is subtended by this minor arc. Okay, now the major arc we can take point here, 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 anywhere on the major arc, on the major arc. Now we join all the points with the both the ends of the arc. A, B, A, B, A, B. Okay. Now we will relate. Okay, this is AOB. This point P is also on the remaining part of the circle. This point Q is also on the remaining part of the circle. This point R is also on the remaining part of the circle. Now according to our result, which is angle AOB is twice the angle of APB. Similarly, for point Q, angle AOB is twice of angle AQB. Q is also on the remaining part of the circle, isn't it? Now, AOB is twice, since R is also on the remaining part of the circle. So, this angle ARB. So, now you can see here all the left hand sides are equal. So, we will have all the right hand sides also equal. So, actually what? This area is the minor sector and this area is the major sector. So, the two parts of the circle will relate in that way. So, these are the angles which are on the same sector, or we can say same segments. So, these angles are actually what? Angles in the same segment. Angles in the same segment. So, this is our next theorem also. Angles in the same segment of a circle are equal, which is theorem 10.9. Angles in the same segment. All the angles which will be in the same segment, they will be equal. Okay, so this result also we will use in our exercise. Okay, we will recall it. Now, the next same thing. One more circle, the same example. This we can see here, we can take this AB is the diameter. It passes through the center. So what is the angle here? This angle is 180 degree. This angle is 180 degree. So initially, if this part of the semicircle is considered, so the next semicircle is the another area, another sector. So what will be the value of this angle? Since angle AOB is twice the angle of APB. So angle AOB is 180 degree. So angle APB is angle AOB upon 2. That is 180 upon 2, which is 90 degree. Which is a right angle. So which gives us our next theorem, the theorem 10.10, sorry, next statement actually, not this is not a theorem. Okay, so angle in a semicircle is a right angle. So we can say angle in a semicircle is right angle. Students, if I take point here, 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 anywhere, if I join this point to A and to B, this will also be a right angle. If this point is joined here and here, this angle will also be a right angle. Interesting? Okay. So now next theorem 10.10. 10.10 theorem says, if a line segment joining two points subtends equal angles at the other 2 points lying on the same side of the line containing the line segments, the 4 points lie on a circle or they are concyclic. They are concyclic. So theorem 10.10. Theorem 10.10. It says, if a line segment joining 2 points subtend equal angle at the other 2 point lying on the same side of the, suppose this is 2 point, they are joining, this is also 2 point, this is also 1 point joining to both this point. So these are the points on the same side of the line segment. So if I join all these points, so they will lie on a circle. That means all the 4 points are concyclic. Okay? In this way. So this is our last theorem of this chapter. Okay, so this gives us the, sorry, not last theorem. This is the important theorem for cyclic quadrilateral. Okay, so all the 4 points are concyclic. That means will lie on the circle. Now theorem 10.11. Proof is not there. Only you need to understand the statement. Sum of either pair of opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral is 180 degree. 180 degree. That means theorem 10.11. In a circle, if there is a quadrilateral, A, B, C, D. Okay. So all these points are on the circle. So according to the theorem, angle A plus angle C is equals to 180 degree and angle B plus angle D is also 180 degree. Okay. So if it is, then this result is true. And for a quadrilateral, if this result we have, then we can say that the quadrilateral is cyclic. Okay. So I hope you have understood all these concepts and the theorem. We'll discuss the exercise based on this concept in the next video. Thank you.